Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuning into the Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you're following me on social media at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end on the app formerly known as Twitter, and on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel at Big Sarge Media, and make sure you subscribe to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast, available wherever you get your podcast from. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hey, before I get this podcast started, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Jay over at Sold Out. That's SOLE''DOUT. Hey, listen, my guy Jay, I think he's the proprietor, which means he's the owner. Like, ooh, y'all like how I use that big word? That is a big word, proprietor of Sold Out over in Friendswood, Texas. Hey, listen, Jay's a sneakerhead, bro. And every time I see him, I don't think I've ever seen him wear the same shoes twice in a 3-month span. The other day I was talking to Jay. We were talking about some Jordan ones that had just came out, and I was like, "Are you gonna get them?" He's like, "Nah, I probably don't. I ain't get them. Then next time I see him, he got them on his feet." I was like, "I thought you weren't gonna get them." He said, "I said no. I said I wasn't getting them then. He has them now." So make sure you follow Sold Out on IG at SOLEDOUTFTX. Once again, that's Sold Out FTX on IG. SOLEDOUTFTX. All right, let me get this show started because I got some things that I need to do today. I got to go over here and cover the Astros and make sure that I can get them off this 4-game losing streak. And before I start this podcast, let me say this. I said this on social media. I'll say it again. Astros fans, you can't tell people how to fan. You can't tell fans how to fan. That's just it. You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot tell them how to fan. Watched it for the last 7-8 years. You can't tell them how to fan. So if some people want to panic and jump off the boat right now because the Astros are 0-4, let them do it. Let them do it. Just throw them make sure they got on a life jacket. So when they come back to the boat and they get back on the boat, of course, it's okay if you want to keep telling them it's a long season, it's a long season, it's a long season. But by the same token, you have to realize that the way that the Houston Astros are losing these games is what has a lot of fans panicking. That's why they're panicking. Because of the way that they're losing these games, not because they're losing, and you understand it, it's 162 games. But they're 0-4 right now. They have to play 20 games in 21 days. They have 1 day off. Once they finish up the Blue Jay series, they are headed to Texas, and they have like Texas, Atlanta, and I forgot who else, but they play 20 games in 21 days. That is a lot. And so they have to get this thing going. They have a lot of problems that they need to fix. And like I said, I understand, but you can't tell a fan how to fan. So if they want to panic and jump off, let them jump off. They're only going by what they see. They cannot predict what game 100 is going to look like. Only thing that they can talk about is games 1 through 4. And in games 1 through 4, it hasn't been what everybody would want it to be if you're an Astros fan. And they lost to the Yankees. So that's like adding gasoline to the fire. They lost to the Yankees. Losing to the Yankees? Oh, that's not a good thing. So we're going to see. We're going to see if they're going to get off the snide and be able to win their first game at home. That's another thing. The Astros, I put this out on social media the other day. The Astros have been really bad at home since last August. Yet fans are showing up. They're still showing up by the droves. I've been at those Yankee series games. The house was packed. And so that's what a lot of people are having issues with, and that's what a lot of people are having trouble with, is because they're going out there and they're seeing that their team is not able to get over the hump, and that's causing a lot of friction and causing a lot of issues. All right, but let me move on. So I've been watching some great college basketball here lately. I have been watching some great college basketball. Okay, let me rephrase that. I've been watching some great women's college basketball. Yeah, you heard me right. The women bracket, the women's tournament has been way more exciting than the men's bracket. The men's has just been, eh, eh. Like, y'all wanted me to really get hype behind Tennessee versus Purdue? Tennessee versus Purdue. Y'all wanted me to get hype behind NC State versus Duke? The only reason that I was hyped behind watching NC State versus Duke because I wanted to see DJ Burns, who totally obliterates pretty much anybody that's around him because he has quick feet and he is a little on the heavier side, but he knows how to use his weight. I like to see him dominate when he's in the post. So DJ Burns, of course, I definitely want to see DJ Burns from NC State, which, by the way, he's the only one that's keeping that Final Four afloat right now. He's the only reason people are really going to tune in to watch the Final Four is because they want to see what DJ Burns and NC State is going to do. Now, side note, hey, let me tell y'all something. That young man got some impeccable footwork. Like, I'm talking about some impeccable footwork, and I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say he has some of the best footwork I've seen since Hakeem Olajuwon, but oh my goodness, he looked like he has studied some of that Hakeem Olajuwon tape from the past. DJ Burns has great footwork, so I'm interested into seeing that, right? But you think that I'm excited about watching UConn versus Alabama? NC State versus Purdue. Now, I said Tennessee versus Purdue earlier because I was like, that game was on. I was like, yeah. Yeah, that game. Snooze fest. Purdue is so boring. I can never remember the big guy's name. Never. What is it? Eddie? Edie. I don't know. Wasn't he college basketball player of the year last year? Jesus. I can't even remember his name. He's the only player that I know from Purdue. And I don't remember his name. I just know they got a big tall guy that play on their team. I think he's like 7'4". Him and Yao Ming the same height. I can never remember his name. And that's sad because I used to be a diehard men's college basketball fan. Yes, I'm old enough to remember that I watched Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot in the national championship game. I seen that. I watched that. I'm old enough to remember Bird versus Magic in college. I lived through the Phi Slamma Jamma days, speaking of NC State. I watched Hakeem Olajuwon in college. I watched Carmelo Anthony. I've watched KD. I watched TJ Ford. I watched these guys. I watched is it Randolph Childress who crossed over the player from North Carolina and told him to come here during the ACC tournament and then hit the bucket? I watched UConn go through make an improbable run through the Big East tournament and then win the national championship. I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Kemba Walker. Like, I've watched some great men's college basketball, but now, the last couple of years, I watched the University of Houston. They have a very good team, a very, very, very good team. And my wife graduated from the University of Houston twice. So there's never a time that the University of Houston is going to be playing, and it is not playing in our house. But men's college basketball is the 4 games that are being played tonight on the women's side with LSU versus Iowa and USC versus UConn is more exciting than the men's Final Four. The games that are being played on Monday night, Iowa and Caitlin Clark versus LSU and Angel Reese, and USC with Juju and UConn with Paige, is more exciting than watching the men's Final Four. And this is going to determine who goes to the women's Final Four. You already got South Carolina over there. You already got the NC State women's basketball team over there. And once the bracket is complete for the Final Four, I'm going to be more interested in watching the women than I will be the men. Because it's just more exciting. Listen, women's college basketball, which is the title of this podcast, women's college basketball is keeping college basketball alive. That's it. Okay. All right. Hold on for a second. Give me 1 second. But wait. Hear me out. Name me 3 players from NC State. But wait. Hear me out. And I'm talking about on the men's side. Name me 3 players from NC State. Name me 3 players from Alabama. But wait. Hear me out. Name me 3 players from UConn. But wait. Hear me out. Name me 3 players from Purdue. You can't. I can't. The average college basketball fan cannot. But ask them to name the women's side and name players from Iowa. They can. My wife can give you the starting lineup and the reserves from South Carolina. All I'm trying to tell you is the women's side of NCAA basketball is way more exciting than the men. That's it. And it's a problem because NCAA loves touting the fact that the men's basketball is amazing. But what they need to do is be putting more focus and emphasis on the women's side and marketing that more. Because once UConn wins on the men's side, everybody will be like, and they'll be like, yeah, maybe we can, about that. They're not going to be so happy. They're not going to be happy. They're just going to be like, yeah.
Emotional damage.
That's it. That's all it's going to be. UConn is on their way to winning another men's national championship. And do you honestly care? I don't. I honestly and truly don't. Hey, I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I've been covering the Houston Rockets for a very long time. I've been covering the Houston Rockets every game this season. Every game I've watched. Every game. Every home game I've been in attendance pretty much. Maybe I missed 1 or 2 due to the Texans and their run that they were making. I've traveled. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I took a 1-day trip to Washington to watch them play against the Wizards, to cover them against the Wizards. I've watched this team ever since Ime Udoka has become the head coach. And this is the first time in a long time that I have seen Ime Udoka. It's the first time in a long time I've ever seen him get out-coached. This is the first time this season I've seen him get out-coached. We'll be back. Hard work.
work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work. Hard work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work. Do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. Ready to go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Boots on and lace.
Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you'll follow me on all social media. And do I am on all social media? I am. Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end on the app formerly known as Twitter. Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end on IG. On the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. YouTube at Big Sarge Media. Yeah, I'm there. I'm pretty much wherever you get your podcast. I'm everywhere you get your podcast from, man. Anywhere you get your everything else from, I'm there. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Sold Out in Friendswood, Texas. Make sure you follow them on IG at Sold Out FTX on IG. Once again, that's SOLEDOUTFTX on IG. Hey, when you talk to Jay, when you hit Jay up, tell him Sarge sent you. Tell him Sarge sent you. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. First of all, they got a lot of nice shoes over there. As someone who is a broke sneakerhead, that's what I am. I'm a broke sneakerhead. Like, I can't afford all the things that they have over there, the rare things that they have, or the rare things that they can get, or the classics that they can get, or the one-offs that they can get. I can't afford that. I can afford, some Jordan 1s, some retros every now and then, but hey, for those of you all out there who do have the money, hey, make sure you go and you hit up Sold Out over in Friendswood, Texas. And make sure you're following me on IG at Sold Out FTX. And once again, tell Jay, say, Jay, Sarge told me to hit you up. He said, if you don't take care of me, then you're going to have to come see him for that one. I'm not really. I'm afraid of Jay. Just thought I would say that. All right. Hey, before I went to the break, I was telling you all about how I cover the Houston Rockets and how I have covered the Houston Rockets. I was there at Ime Udoka's opening press conference after he got hired. His introductory press conference, I was there. So I've been watching this team, covering this team since Ime Udoka has been there. And for the first time in a long time, and I watched this team struggle. I watched this team do good to start the season and then kind of mellow out, level out. I watched them. Win 11 games straight in the month of March. I watched them turn a corner. I watched Jalen Green take off. I've watched Alperen Sengun play at a NBA All-Star level. I've watched Fred VanVleet lead this team. Jabari Smith Jr. I've watched Cam Whitmore and Amen Thompson go from rookies to almost veterans, it seemed like, within a couple of months. I've watched Dylan Brooks lock down. I can't say his name because people are getting mad, but I've watched Dylan Brooks shut down the rookie that plays in San Antonio twice. They don't like me to say that, though. A lot of people like to think that I hate Victor Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs, and I do not. I just need more. He's a rookie. He's going to have great games. He's going to have bad games. I just need to see more. I'll let you know something around year 3. It's the same way with Jalen Green. When Jalen Green came into it, he was excited, and he hit a slump. And then his next season, and their careers almost mirror each other as far as coming into situations where the team wasn't good. San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets. I'll put it like this. San Antonio Spurs of this year is the Houston Rockets of the last 2 years. So there's going to be games where he puts up great numbers. There's going to be games where he doesn't put up good numbers. I just need larger of a sample size before I can call him the GOAT, like most of y'all are doing. He's going to be the best basketball player. He's going to be better than Michael Jordan. He's going to be better than LeBron James. He's going to be better than Kobe Bryant. He's going to be better than Shaq. He's going to be better than Tim Duncan. Hey, cool. Let me see. Just show me. I digress. So The Rockets went into Sunday's game against the Dallas Mavericks with an 11-game winning streak, right? And if I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Mavericks came in with the winning streak of their own. And so pregame, I'm sitting there watching, and I watch as Luka Doncic, superstar from the Dallas Mavericks, throws the ball off of the scoreboard at the top of the Toyota Center. Throws the ball off the top and makes a shot. Throws the ball up, banks it off of the scoreboard, and went right in. And I said, oh my goodness. Yeah, the Rockets are in for a long night. If he can hit that shot, he's going to hit every shot he takes. And I'd be damned if he did not do that in the first quarter. Luka had 22 points in the first quarter. He couldn't be stopped. It didn't matter who was holding him. No matter who was holding him, he couldn't be stopped. 22 points. I put it like this. He had 22. He could have had 32 if he really wanted to. If he'd have put his mind to it, he could have had 32 points in the first quarter. Yeah. That's how much he was balling. That's how much Luka Doncic was balling. Now, with that being said, coming into that game, Jalen Green was also balling. Jalen Green was also Jalen Green should be named Player of the Month for the month of March with the way that he has played in March. Ime Udoka should be Coach of the Month and Western Conference Coach of the Month, and Jalen Green should be Player of the Month. That's how good Jalen Green has been. You know what the game plan was from Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd coming into the game against Jalen Green? Hey, let's take the ball out of his hands. Every time he touches it, every time he comes off the screen and roll, hey, let's double him. I know that because Jason Kidd said that in his post-game press conference. So did Kyrie Irving. We had a plan for him. He's been hot the last 2 months. We had a plan for him. Let's take the ball out of his hands and make other players beat us. What I can't understand and why I'm baffled and why I'm so perplexed is because, hey, Ime, why didn't you do the same thing? I understand. Listen, I know. If anybody has ever met Ime Udoka in person, he doesn't even have to say a word. You could just look at him and it's almost like that.
Try Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I fight.
Yeah, Ime one of those. You know how I know Ime is one of those? Ndamukong Suh, former NFL player. You've watched him. You've seen him. You've seen the mean streak he's had since Nebraska. Ndamukong Suh is one of Ime Udoka's best friends. Know how I know that? Because I see Ndamukong Suh at the games. So I'm saying, oh, these the same people. They share the same mindset. They share the same 0 to 100 real quick mindset. They're also stubborn. And what I seen last night, what I seen on Sunday night was Ime Udoka allow his stubbornness to get the best of him. Luka Doncic is the NBA's leading scorer at 34 points a game. And your game plan for him is to play him straight up? While Jason Kidd's game plan was take the ball out of Jalen Green's hands. No. Now, later on in the game, he started doubling him, but it was too little, too late. It was too little, too late. Ime Udoka has played in the NBA. He has coached in the NBA. He has watched Luka Doncic since he's come into the NBA. He knows what Luka can do. And your game plan was to play him straight up with Amen Thompson. I know Amen Thompson is one of those, he's a different type of rookie. Amen Thompson can play very, very, very good defense. Luka got him into foul trouble quick. So then you switch Jabari on him. Try to use the height. What did he do to Jabari? Used a series of head fakes on him to score points. Oh, let me take him down in the post and let me just keep head faking and pumping him, head faking him, because Jabari is a shot, wants to block your shot too. And so at some point, he can stay down for a little bit, but eventually those pump fakes, those head fakes are going to get him. And that's exactly what Luka did. Luka also was like, okay, well, Jabari, it doesn't matter if you're standing here with your arm outstretched. I'm going to shoot anyway and make it. Oh, well, guess what? We'll put Jock Landale. Oh, what Luka do? Hey, wait, is Jock Landale on the floor? Cool. Hey, come set. Hey, whoever Jock is holding, come set this screen so I can switch one-on-one and go one-on-one with Jock Landale. And he did that to, he did that to Amen. He did that to Jabari. He did that to Jock. He did that to Dylan Brooks. He did that to Jalen Green. And at no point in time in that first half did Ime Udoka send a double team towards Luka Doncic. That man had 32 points. 32 points at the half. That's a game for some people. That's a game. Jalen Green ended the game with 12 points. You know why? Because he was constantly being harassed by Mavericks players. And then when Luka started as hot as he was, he opened up the floor for everybody else. By the time it was time to double team, Luka was finding everybody else by then. Hell, at some point, I probably would even win zone. Hey, look, let me see if this zone is going to work. Let me see if this zone, let me trap him up top in the zone and then make him get the ball out of his hands. Because I damn sure rather everybody else kill me than Luka. And then Kyrie wasn't even really playing like that until the third and fourth quarter. It was all Luka Doncic. And he ended the game with 47 points. The way he was playing, I was like, oh, shit, he about to go for 80. The way he was hooping. And I think that he could have scored more, but so, side note, some of y'all going to get mad at me when I say this. Luka still has a bit of a conditioning issue. For as good as he is, he still has a bit of a conditioning issue. And and when he started, I turned to one of my colleagues and I say, nah, he ain't going for, he can't get 60 tonight. He tired. Look at him. One shot I seen him hit standing flat-footed. Flat-footed, just threw the ball up there. Now, I'm not talking about the 21-foot underhand shot that he hit. I was like, damn, he hot. It wasn't as amazing as the shot off the scoreboard, but it was good. It wasn't a shot you expect him to hit. But when he's like that, you can't help it. Jason Kidd said he's seen him hit half-court shots, full-court shots, kick the ball in, seen him an underhand shot from a chair and make the bucket. So what I can't understand is if you know that you have this guy coming in, why wasn't your game plan to stop him, to double team him? And I know what you said, coach. You said, hey, he's a great passer. You know, he can pick apart the gym. Yeah, so can Jalen. You know what Jason Kidd said? Well, shit, he's going to have to do it today. That's something he's gonna have to do. He's going to have to show me that that's what he can do. I like I said, it's my first time ever seeing Ime Udoka get out coached. And you know what though? Maybe it was good. Maybe it was good for him to get out coached in that first game because the Rockets and the Mavericks play again in Dallas on Sunday, April 7th. So hopefully he's learned. And, you know, friend of the show, Ime Udoka, I know you're going to listen to this. If not, I know you're going to see the clip. So, go back and watch that tape. I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be brutal. But watch it and take notes. It's okay to watch what Jason Kidd did and then take a little bit of that and apply that towards Luka Doncic. Make everybody else beat you. No, I've never coached an NBA game in my life. No. Only on 2K. That's it. That's it. So I can't tell you what to do. Plus, I know you.
Try Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I fight.
And I don't want no smoke with you, Ime. All I'm saying is, y'all have to go to Dallas and get your lick back. And the reason why, it's a Texas thing. You just have to know. You just have to know the history between Houston and Dallas. You just have to know the history of how proud the people who live in Houston are to be from Houston and how proud the people of Dallas are to be from Dallas. Even though a lot of them that rep Houston and a lot of them that rep Dallas, they live in the suburbs. They don't really live in the inner city of Houston or Dallas. They live in like Pearland, Sugarland, Tascasita, the Woodlands, Plano, Plano and surrounding areas in Dallas. I can only think of Plano right now. Is Allen somewhere near Dallas, right? Nacogdoches, that's close to. I'm lying. But you got to get your lick back, Ime. You have to do it for the people, bro. Do it for H-Town. All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, the Houston Astros will take on the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. They are currently 0-4, and they're looking for the first win of the 2024 Major League Baseball season, looking for their first win at home. So we had to be over there. Wife's going to be there. Daughter's going to be there. Go over there and bother them. You've been tuning to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end, and on IG at Big Sarge Sports. Make sure you're subscribed to the Sports Talk with Big Sarge podcast, available wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and make sure you follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out.
Hard work, hard work.